Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to online class of Kishoreganj Government Boys High School. This is Mohammad Abul Kashem, Assistant Teacher, English. Today I am going to take a class on English grammar. My today's topic is transformation of affirmative assertive sentence to negative assertive sentence, or vice versa, for the students of class 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So let's start the class. Transformation of sentences. So first we have to know what is transformation. Transformation refers to changing the form of a sentence without changing its meaning. So transformation refers to the conversion of sentence where, or transfigure a sentence, change a sentence where we actually do not change the meaning of the sentence after converting, after transfiguring, after changing. So both the sentence have the same meaning. Ways of transformation. We can transform in many ways. They are affirmative assertive to negative assertive, or vice versa, assertive to interrogative, or vice versa, assertive to imperative, or vice versa, assertive to exclamatory, or vice versa. Here vice versa means with the order reversed, that is affirmative assertive to negative assertive, or negative assertive to affirmative assertive. So affirmative assertive to negative assertive, or vice versa. This is my today's topic. So look at the number one rule. Only alone. If only alone equals none but. If only alone, only or alone refers to a person or living thing. We use none but instead of only or alone if we want to make it negative. For example, affirmative assertive, only Allah can save us from coronavirus. Negative assertive, none but Allah can save us from coronavirus. So instead of only we can use none but if only refers to a person or living thing. Affirmative assertive, he alone can help us from the danger. Negative assertive, none but he can help us from the danger. So only is replaced with none but when only or alone refers to person or living thing, and none but always takes its place before the sentence, at the beginning of the sentence. So number two rule, only alone. If only alone refers to non-living thing, we use nothing but instead of only or alone. Or we can use nothing, only or alone instead of nothing but if you want to make it affirmative. For example, affirmative assertive, only the moon was visible in the sky. Negative assertive, nothing but the moon was visible in the sky. Affirmative assertive, the child likes only spicy food. Negative assertive, the child likes nothing but spicy food. So look at the sentence, only refers to the moon, here only refers to the spicy food. So both the subjects are here non-living thing. So that is why one is replaced with nothing but, here one is replaced with nothing but. Rule number 3, only. If only refers to number or age, we use not more than or not less than instead of only. So for example, affirmative assertive, he was only 7 when he left home. Negative assertive, he was not more than 7 when he left home. Affirmative assertive, he has only one toy. Negative assertive, he does not have more than one toy. So here only refers to 7 age, here only refers to 1. So number, here 1 is number, so only is replaced with not more than. We can also use not less than here. We can also use not less than here instead of not more than. So if only refers to number or age, we use not more than or not less than instead of only. Must equals can but, or must equals can't help, ing form of the verb. For example, affirmative assertive, he must obey the rules. Negative assertive, he can't but obey the rules. So where he can't help obeying the rules. So must is replaced with can't but, here must is replaced with can't help, ing form of the obeying. Rule number 5, so had to because couldn't but or couldn't help, ing form of the verb. So we use had to instead of must help. So the past form of must is had to. For example, affirmative assertive, he had to obey his parents. Negative assertive, he couldn't but obey his parents, or he couldn't help obeying his parents. So had to is replaced with couldn't but, or had to is replaced with couldn't help, ing form of obeying. Number 6, both and equals not only but also, or and equals not only but also. So both and is a correlative conjunction, not only but also is also a correlative conjunction. It is an affirmative, it is a negative. So look at the example. Affirmative assertive, he ate both fish and meat. Negative assertive, he ate not only fish but also meat. Affirmative assertive, she took coffee and ice cream. Negative assertive, she took not only coffee but also ice cream. So correlative conjunction always follows the same parts of speech. Here both follows fish, noun, and follows meat, noun. Not only is also not only follows here fish, noun, but also follows meat, noun. So correlative conjunction always follows the same parts of speech. So both is replaced with not only, and is replaced with but also. here and is replaced with not only but also. So not only follows coffee here but also follows ice cream. So both are nouns. Rule number 7, every equals there is no, every space equals there is no space but. Here space refers to word after every. So here space is refers to the word after every. That is every person, there is no person but. Every man, there is no man but. Everybody, there is no body, there is no body but. So for example, affirmative assertive, every man will taste the death. Negative assertive, there is no man but will taste the death. So every is replaced with there is no, then space here man, but, and we use rest of the sentence. Affirmative assertive, every mother loves her child. Negative assertive, there is no mother but loves her child. So rule number 8, as soon as subject past form equals no sooner had subject past participle. So instead of comma we use then, and we use the rest of the sentence. So look at the example. Affirmative assertive, as soon as he saw the police he ran away. Negative assertive, no sooner had he seen the police then he ran away. Affirmative assertive, as soon as the bell rang he entered the classroom. Negative assertive, no sooner had the bell rang then he entered the classroom. So here as soon as subject past form is replaced with no sooner had subject past participle, and instead of comma we use here then, the linking word, that is no sooner then. No sooner always follows then as a follows then. As soon as subject past form, no sooner had subject past participle then. So here instead of comma we use then. No sooner always follows then. Rule number 9, as soon as subject base form, no sooner do subject base form. For example, affirmative assertive, as soon as they reach school the bell rings. Negative assertive, no sooner do they reach school then the bell rings. Affirmative assertive, as soon as they catch fishes they sell in the market. Negative assertive, no sooner do they catch fishes then they sell in the market. So here look at the structure. As soon as subject base form will be replaced with no sooner do subject base form. As soon as subject base form, no sooner do subject base form, and rest of the sentence will be the same. And instead of comma we have to use then, instead of comma we have to use then. As soon as subject S form, no sooner does subject base form. So for example, affirmative assertive, as soon as he sees his father he runs away. Negative assertive, no sooner does he see his father then he runs away. Affirmative assertive, as soon as his mother makes a cake he finishes it instantly. Negative assertive, no sooner does his mother make a cake then he finishes it instantly. So look at the structure. As soon as subject S form, no sooner does subject base form. As soon as subject S form, no sooner does subject base form. Rule number 11, subject verb, then the superlative degree, the superlative degree. So we have to begin the sentence with no other. Here space refers to the portion of the sentence after superlative, then verb, then we use so positive degree as subject or as positive degree as subject. So look at the example. So no other always follows singular verb, no other follows singular noun, and that's why we have to use singular verb. He is the best boy in the class. Negative assertive, no other boy in the class is so good as he. So no other, the portion, then boys in the class, the portion is used here after no other, then verb singular, no other follows here, boy noun singular, that's why you have to use singular verb. Then we have to use so positive degree of the best as subject, he. Affirmative assertive, she is the prettiest girl in the class. Negative assertive, no other girl in the class is so pretty as she. Rule number 12, subject verb, one of the superlative will be transformed with very few verb, so positive as subject or as positive as subject. Very few always follows plural verb because very few follows a plural noun, that's why we have to use plural verb. Affirmative assertive, he is one of the best boys in the class. Negative assertive, very few boys in the class are so good as he or as good as he. Affirmative assertive, she is one of the most beautiful girls in the class. Negative assertive, very few girls in the class are so beautiful as she or as beautiful as she. So one of the superlative, we use very few, then portion of the superlative, after superlative, then we use plural verb because very few follows plural nouns, then we use so positive degree of the best is good, then we use as, then subject. Number 13, verb or adjective. If the keyword of a sentence is a verb or an adjective, we use auxiliary verb, not verb or adjective, antonym of the verb or adjective, or opposite of the verb or adjective. For example, after affirmative assertive, I shall remember you. Negative assertive, I shall not forget you. Here shall remember, shall not, negative, and the opposite word of remember is forgot, or antonym of remember is forgot. So auxiliary not, antonym of the verb or adjective, antonym of the verb is used here, forget. So shall not forget, I shall remember you. Negative assertive will be I shall not forget you. Affirmative assertive, he is a good boy. Negative assertive, he is not a bad boy. So here negative is not, and antonym of good is bad. Number 14, always verb or adjective. So always equals never, then we have to use the antonym of the verb or adjective. So look at the sentence. For example, affirmative assertive, I always hate her. Negative assertive, I never love her. So always is replaced with never and hate is replaced with love. The antonym of hate is love. Affirmative assertive, he is always punctual. Negative assertive, he is never late. So always replaced with never, and punctual is replaced with late. It is the opposite of punctual or antonym of punctual. Rule number 15, base form or S form to adjective to base form. So adjective that, subject can base form. So if the sentence begins with present indefinite base form or S form, then we use this structure. So for example, affirmative assertive, he is too weak to work. Negative assertive, he is so weak that he can't work. Affirmative assertive, she is too foolish to understand. Negative assertive, she is so foolish that she can't understand. So here the tense of the sentence is present indefinite, so we have to use can't base form for that. So to is replaced with so, adjective, and to is replaced with that, then we use subject can't base form. She is too foolish to understand, here is the present indefinite, so we have to use can't base form here for that. So we can write she is too foolish to understand, we can write she is so foolish that she can't understand. Here to is replaced with so, foolish adjective, and to is replaced with that, then subject can't base form understand. Rule number 16, past form to adjective to base form equals so adjective that, subject couldn't base form. So if a sentence begins with a past form, that is past indefinite, then we have to use this structure so adjective that, subject couldn't. So the past form of can't base form is couldn't base form. Affirmative assertive, he was too weak to move. Negative assertive, he was so weak that he couldn't move. Affirmative assertive, she was too foolish to understand. Negative assertive, she was so foolish that she couldn't understand. So look at the tense of the sentence refers to past indefinite, so we have to use couldn't base form after that. Rule number 17, as adjective as equals not less adjective than. So first as is replaced with not less, second as is replaced with than. For example, affirmative assertive, Halim is as wise as Jamil. Negative assertive, Halim is not less wise than Jamil. Affirmative assertive, Belal was as idle as Halal. Negative assertive, Belal was not less idle than Belal. So as is replaced with not less, here as is replaced with than. Sometimes equals auxiliary verb not always, so sometimes equals not always. For example, affirmative assertive, he sometimes drinks coffee. Negative assertive, he does not always drink coffee. Affirmative assertive, they sometimes visit our house. Negative assertive, they do not always visit our house. So sometimes is replaced with not always, that is we have to make the verb negative, then we have to use always instead of sometimes. Many equals not a few, that is auxiliary verb not a few. For example, affirmative assertive, I have many books. Negative assertive, I do not have a few books. So the negative form of have is do not have, then Instead of many, we have to use a few, not a few. Many equals not a few. Affirmative assertive, she lived many years. Negative assertive, she did not live a few years. Rule number 20, a few equals not many, or auxiliary not many. For example, affirmative assertive, I have a few books. Negative assertive, I do not have many books. Affirmative assertive, she faced a few problems. Negative assertive, she did not face many problems. So look, the negative form of have is do not have, and instead of a few we use here many. So a few equals not many. Here a few equals not. Rule number 21, much equals not a little, or auxiliary verb not a little. For example, affirmative assertive, he has much money. Negative assertive, he does not have a little money. Affirmative assertive, she drank much water. Negative assertive, she did not drink a little water. So the negative form of has is does not have, and instead of much use here a little. So much equals not a little, here much equals number 22, a little equals not much, or auxiliary verb not much. For example, affirmative assertive, he has a little money. Negative assertive, he does not have much money. Affirmative assertive, she eats a little rice. Negative assertive, she does not eat much rice. So the negative form of has is does not have, then instead of in place of a little we use here much. So a little equals not much, little equals not much. So my next class on transformation will come soon. Assertive to interrogative or vice versa, assertive to exclamatory or vice versa, assertive to imperative or vice versa. Thanks for watching the class. Dear students, you are requested to stay home, stay safe. You are asked to watch the class. Thank you.